Welcome, all you mid peasants, to this week's review episode of House of the Dragon. I am your host, Catherine, joined by everyone's favorite House of the Dragon fan, Jordan. So let's get these peasants informed with our takes on this week's episode.
Okay.
Welcome to the Mid Podcast. I'm your host, Catherine, here with Jordan. And today we are going to discuss episode 3 titled The Burning Meal from House of Dragon. So, without further ado, let's jump in. So, you got anything you want to discuss before we get into our notes?
Well, this, I don't know where to begin. This episode it was crazy, especially the opening. That was crazy. Apparently, well, I guess I'm getting into my notes already. Um, so I guess not to answer your question. The one thing I found interesting is that these two families, the Blackwoods and the Brackens, apparently they're like the real life Hatfields and McCoys. That's what it's kind of based off of. So they've been like feuding and fighting for centuries. So I think it was interesting that I think both sides, from what I gather, wanted to kind of blame it on their internal war rather than the war of um that we're gonna eventually see. Yeah,
I thought, like, the episode as a whole, I thought was kind of all over the place. Like,
yeah,
it didn't flow well.
yeah,
It was just like bam, 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 and you're trying to keep up with everything. And also,
agreed.
I thought it was kind of boring.
Yeah, so
But I guess
for
that
me,
might go into with the flow of the way the flow of the show was.
yeah. So the it was dramatic, but not like action packed, which honestly, that's kind of the way Game of Thrones was, especially like in the beginning. There wasn't that much action. It was a lot of time people in throne rooms talking about the Game of Thrones, like, and oh, should we do this? Should we move this chest, or should we chess piece, or like basically like strategy. So, but it is interesting, but yeah, it does get a little irritating when it's all only dramatic and all, all only drama and not much action. However, next episode looks like it's going to be a lot more action. I hope. I know I said that about this episode, but I think they kind of got us with a preview for this episode last week because they showed dragons. I'm like, oh, so it's going to be more than like 5 seconds. And no, not really. But I will say, well, I'm getting ahead of myself or the order, but what's her face? She could have almost, oh, Bela could have almost killed Kristen Cole easily. Like, she should have, the moment she saw them and like, as soon as she got close enough, she should have been like, Dracarys, Dracarys, Dracarys. Because, like, I know that fire can, like, go far enough, I think. I don't know. Hell, burn down the woods. I don't care, like, because he deserves it.
Be an
But I
arsonist,
will,
start a wildfire.
yes, exactly. I will say, side note, and from what I gather, people, this is a real life situation. The actor that plays Kristen Cole, people are like harassing him and I think maybe even sending like death threats and stuff in
I
real
seen that
life.
a few weeks ago where he like had to turn off his comments on his IG.
Yeah. Yeah. And as much as I really hate his character, um, I love his performance because we wouldn't hate the character if the performance wasn't good.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a character. People, please don't like leave this man alone. Like, if anything, tell him how well he's doing and how good he's good of a job he's doing, like acting on the show. So yeah, send
Yeah, you
flowers,
need to
not death
separate
threats.
the person from the character,
Exactly,
which
exactly.
which is like the discussion I have with off topic, but kind of not. It's kind of like the conversation I have with my mother when I tell her that I like Michael Jackson. And she's like, ew. And I'm like, I like Michael Jackson, the artist. I appreciate
Yeah,
his music, his talent. Michael Jackson, the person, little iffy based on
yeah,
what what I see. I don't know. I didn't know the man personally to make a fair judgment, but I like Michael
yeah.
Jackson, the artist.
And I will say he wasn't officially well, he was charged, but he like the trial he won the trial, so legally he's innocent. So, but I will say I get what you're saying, separating the artist versus the person and oh my God, words. Separating the artist from the person. Sometimes it's hard to do that because like with R. Kelly, he's definitely not innocent. Legal, like officially, I'm pretty sure he's not innocent. Certain artist, Diddy, he's got charges. There was a whole lawsuit, so I mean, legally, technically, he's still innocent because he hasn't like,
Gone to
yeah,
trial yet.
yeah, exactly. So, but I guess that
But people need to like realize that this is make believe. It's not
yes,
reality for you to be threatening somebody.
yeah,
It's a TV
like
show. That's
yeah,
all it is.
yeah. It's a good show, but it's not.
Yes,
It's
it's an
not
excellent show, but you need to separate the actor from the character they're playing.
exactly. Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and get into it. This week's episode is described as ancient grudges resurface, and Rhaenys uh suggests restraint while Damon arrives at Harrenhal to raise an army for the Blacks. And then we open the show with our two families that are hating each other for centuries and centuries. And I'm wondering if we're ever going to know the truth on why they really hate each other.
Um, I don't know, honestly. I know I heard somebody describe it, like the origin of it, like from the books in like a YouTube video that I watched, but I don't remember. Yeah,
And then
I don't
they
remember.
begin to argue over who's king and who's queen, who they pledge their allegiance
Yeah.
to. Then we see a sword sticking out of a guy's neck, and it looks like the whole lot got killed.
Yeah. The craziest thing is, and I didn't realize it until I watched the YouTube video about it. But the sword in the dude's neck is his own sword. So somehow, like during the fight, it must have like not backfired, but yeah, somebody must have took the sword from him and
Bruce didn't kill
used
him,
his
so
sword
yeah.
to kill him. Yeah, which is crazy. Oh my God. But yeah, yeah. That was the and just the quick cut to it was like, oh my God, that is the definition of fuck around and find out. Oh my God.
I guess they did fuck around and find out.
Right. Mm.
Then we move on and we see Rhaenyra burying the twin guards, and her son asks about those who sent them. And then Rhaenys is talking to Rhaenyra and asking, "Will anyone remember why they started the war?" Which is always
So
a good question because in the beginning, you know why you're starting a war, but by the time the war ends, you're like, why are we really fighting anymore?
I'm sorry, I'm having camera issues again.
You're fine.
You know what? Let's just keep going because
You're fine.
yeah, I thought the update would fix it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm looking to upgrade my camera too. So,
But okay, where were we?
what do you think about Corlius's wife being like the sounding board? Like she's the one, don't flee into war. kind of restrain yourself, weigh all your options, make
Yeah.
sure you want to go to war.
I I hope that he actually listens to her because it seems like a lot of women in this show, even though I don't really like her, Allison included, um, they and we can touch on that later because it kind of happens again to her at the closer to the end. Well, kind of, but the a lot most of the women in the show like they seem to have like a good head on their shoulders, but the men just really don't give a damn. They're they ignore them and they do what they want. They do their own plan, which is seems to be consistently not the best thing to do. Um, that was poorly said, but yeah.
But anytime you study like monarchs or kings and queens, it never fails that the people they put on their council, once they get on the council, just get like power and like I have to have more power. So then they start doing stuff behind the king or queen's back to kind of make them look bad so they can eventually get rid of them and have someone else take
Yeah.
over or have themselves take over. That's just the way it's always been in history. And I'm like, you would think they would learn.
Yeah. As even if you like, I don't know, like everybody wants to be king, everybody wants to be queen, everybody wants to be powerful, but not everybody should.
Hmm.
Because some people have shitty ideas.
I mean, I did write a paper on Adolf Hitler stating, uh, good leader with bad ideas because I'm still amazed he got a whole country to follow him.
Yeah, yeah, that's a definite dictionary example of a good leader with bad ideas.
Hmm. So we move on and we see Sir Dickalot, I mean, Sir Christian, the new, the new Lord Hand,
Yeah,
and he's walking down the stairs, and you see the other guards there, and it kind of looks like they're talking about him and snickering about him. Did you get that
yeah,
feeling?
yeah, and it seems like they don't really give a fuck about him or give a fuck if he notices that they're talking shit about him and not like being serious and like and professional. And honestly, I don't blame him because he's an asshole.
And you sent your best guard to go try to assassinate Rhaenyra, and it
Yes.
totally failed, and you knew it was gonna fail.
Yeah, and
Why
even
you did it, you
Allison,
little douchebag?
yeah, and even Allison like gave him shit like in front of the king um about that, which I was glad that she did. I'm like,
And
they
even
may not
Otto
listen to
did.
you, but
Mhm.
huh?
Even his grandfather, the king's grandfather, told him he fucked up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So then we see Sir Christian go into the council, and the king has appointed new knights to the guard. Seems like Sir Christian's a little upset with that, but I mean, are you really going to tell the king he can't appoint new guards? Good luck with that.
Exactly. Yeah.
And the council's trying to figure out what to do since all the Blackwoods were slain by the Brackens. And Sir Christian says that the Riverlands are the key to winning this upcoming war.
Which is very interesting, and I actually have notes about that. So the Waterlands, so the palace or castle at Harrenhal, which we'll talk about later. Basically, whoever rules over Harrenhal rules over the Waterlands, and the the main two families in the Waterlands happen to be the Blackwoods and the Brackens. And as they said on the show, I think they said it, but if they didn't say it, I heard it somewhere. But they have like two of the biggest armies. Like each has like at least 20,000 or 40,000 people. So like so if you can get both of them on your side, then yeah, which um Damon seems to have been able to do. Well, he's taken over Heron Hall, so that's one step into getting both of them on his side.
He
But
can
yeah,
take over
I'm
my
sure we'll
Heron
see more of
Hall
that in
any
the
day.
next episode. Huh?
He can take over my Heron Hall any day.
Oh my God. Speaking of, I don't want to again get ahead of myself, but um whenever he's seeing I'll save it for later when we talk about him being at Heron Hall and what he sees.
Oh yeah, I have notes on that. So then we see Rhaenyra goes and sees the lady that I supposedly saved her life, and she asks her what does she want, name her price, and I could be wrong, but I thought she said she wanted a place at court, and says that she knows the place of the Red Keep and their movement. And then we see a dragon flying, and it's Sea Smoke, which is the dragon of Rhaenyra's late husband. And Rhaenyra goes, "We don't know why he's doing that." And then the lady goes, "Well, maybe he's lonely."
I found that interesting, and I wonder if that's like a teaser that for that we may see Laenor again. Because he's not dead, so
Yeah, technically he's not dead.
but he did die in the books, so but maybe since he haven't ha again since he hasn't died in the show, maybe he'll come back.
Maybe.
Um, but yeah, I'm hoping that's the teaser for. But yeah.
Well, last week you seen that same dragon flying over um Adam, who was like on the beach digging for clams or something. And
Oh,
I think I read somewhere where he's gonna end up like taking over the dragon. Like he's gonna be the
yeah.
fighter for that.
Adam, which was that the dude that was like working at the boatyard, the
No,
shipyard?
that was Alan. Alan was the one that saved Corlius's life.
Oh, okay.
Adam was the one that showed up with like the long lost brother that showed up last week.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, that would be interesting. Yeah. That would be cool.
Then we get a view from a dragon with a dragon rider, which turns out to be Damon. Yay! We get a little more of him in this episode.
For real though, yeah.
And he's landed some dismal place. It's dark, cold, rainy. I kept waiting for something bad to happen to him.
Oh my God, right.
It looks like everyone is dead in that castle, and I'm like, oh shit. There's gonna be like a ghost or something that's gonna pop out and take him down.
Yeah.
And he shows up and says that he is claiming Herring Hall. And then there's an old man who apparently um, says so. And come to find out, it's Simon Strong, I believe, and he pledges his house to Rhaenyra. And I was like, well, damn, that was easy. I think he's up to something though. I don't trust him.
Well, he doesn't have that many people left, or at least like family in that castle, because what's his face? The one that's got a fucking foot fetish, and which is related to him. I think he's like his
His nephew.
brother, but
His nephew.
yeah, nephew. Yeah, he fucking he burned down or lit it on fire and like killed the
His father and
dad
brother.
and yeah,
Yeah.
father and brother, yeah. Which, as he said in the episode, which is kind of crazy considering that it's a very damp, wet place. How the fuck would it? set on fire and like to the point that it would kill somebody. Like, yeah.
Maybe they were having a drought that day.
Yeah. But the way he said it, he didn't say that he didn't mention his name, but clearly you could tell that he knew that he did it because he even like he he kind of like talked shit about him in a way. I can't remember verbatim what he said, but yeah, it seems like he knows.
Mm. So they were all sitting around the table having dinner, and Damon believes they're trying to kill him and poison him, so he's not going to eat their food. And then Simon Strong says that Larius, Clubfoot, that's what he called him. Um, I put
Exactly.
great new name for a foot fetish guy.
Right.
Burnt down half of the house and explained that he killed his father and brother. And then he asks Damon why he is there, to which Damon says, we must bring it to repair. Talking about the castle, because I guess
Yeah.
the castle is like the key.
It looks pretty bad. Yeah.
And he says, and then we're gonna march on King's Landing and take the throne. And Damon goes, it's a big chair made of swords. I was like, yeah, you're too much. Then we move on, and Allison brings her brother to Sir Christian and introduces them. I kind of got the feeling the brother doesn't trust Sir Christian, and
Oh,
Allison says that the brother will accompany Sir Christian on their journey.
he definitely knows the relate or situationship between the two of them. And honestly, I thought I couldn't hate somebody more than I hate Kristen Cole, but I think the brother is gonna prove me wrong. He
I
seems
was
like a college like uppity, high class, highborn asshole, like a snooty asshole.
I'm kind of getting that feeling too. Like I hate Sir Christian, but I think the brother is gonna like be right there on the same hate level as Sir Christian.
Yeah. But because the what they are the way they are, I don't think they're gonna ever get along. And Kristen, he was visibly unhappy that he forced himself to like go with them. But honestly, good. Just kill them both.
There
Just
you go.
Dracarys.
Yeah, he did look pissed. He did look pissed when she said that.
Yeah.
When the guards ride out, and poor Allison isn't getting any dick tonight. And then we go and we see Rhaenyra's council wants to send out all the dragons and make others fear them. And I'm and this goes back to your point about men just like jumping the gun.
Yeah. So what's interesting to me is that apparently they're gonna, especially from what I've seen in the preview of the next episode, they're gonna go to like multiple places and like just like other what's the word? Like,
Back to their houses and get their shit in order.
well, no, they're gonna go to Kristen Cole and the other dude is gonna go to like other like castles or like areas and like basically just like force them to follow them and join their army. Like, and if they don't, they're gonna die. Um, that's one thing that was previewed in the next episode. So yeah.
Then we see Raina is leaving, and I kind of felt like she was angered at being sent away to watch over the little kids. Then we get a good moment between
Yeah.
Joffrey and Rhaenyra and the other two little boys. And then we move on and we see Alicent trying to be a mother to Helena. And Helena says that she feels sad about the death of her son, but she shouldn't. And Alicent says her concern has been for what Helena has been going through. Bitch, please. What the fuck? No, it ain't. You just
Right.
got getting your wet pussy banged by Sir Christian.
Yeah, like you've been also worried about like whether or not she noticed or cares, which I guess she did Oh, she did.
Yeah,
What
Helena
was it?
tells her mother, "I forgive you," but she don't
Yeah,
really say what she forgives her for. So it could be
yeah,
walking and seeing her fucking Sir Christian. It could be for being a terrible mother. She didn't say, so we
yeah,
don't really know.
yeah.
But what are your thoughts on her trying to be a mother now?
I'm like, you know what? It's a little too late for that. Like, you tried. I will say the only, as much as I hate her, um, she almost has a redeeming part in this episode where when she talks to oh
Rhaenyra?
yeah, yeah. Which we'll get into, but yeah.
So then, oh yay, it's the foot fetish club guy. And he walks in and sees Aegon wants to fly to meet Sir Dickolot, I mean Christian. And the foot fetish guy tells Aegon that the council may have tricked him into flying into battle so that Alicent can rule in his absence. I mean, he just
Which
lies about every fucking thing.
yeah, like they
And
that wouldn't even happen because they wouldn't fucking let her. Like the yeah,
then
like
Aegon
somebody
wants
would
to use the foot fetish dude for his knowledge of rumors and stuff going on in the castle.
yeah.
And then Aegon is like, well, I think I might fly another day. And of course, his yes men are like, yes, that's a good idea, sir.
Yeah, I think they realized that he's not built for dragon battles. Like there's no way. There's no way. He's too hot-headed and also he makes bad decisions. So, yeah, no.
I get the feeling that Aegon may end up killing foot fetish guy.
I would love to see it.
Because what you just said, he's very hot headed.
Yeah, that is a good point.
So then we go and we see some commoner who walks into like the bar or the tavern, and he claims to be like the long lost brother of Viserys. And then King Aegon comes in with some of his guards, and they get a little drunk. Then they go to the whorehouse, and then Aegon walks in on Aemon and his whore, and he kind of makes jokes about it. And then Aemon tells Aegon that his squire can have his whore, and he stands up, buck ass naked, like you get frontal view of the man's wiener.
This is where I was gonna say I got my wish. Because he's handsome, and in the previous episode, I was talking about how I find him attractive. I mean, he's very skinny, um, but he is handsome. He's got a nice cheekbone or whatever. But yeah, I
Was you
was not
really looking at
expecting to
that
see.
cheekbone? Let's be
Oh my God,
was you
I was
really
not.
looking at that cheekbone?
I was not expecting to see another bone, or flaccid bone, but still. And I wasn't expecting to see both sides of him. Like, god dang.
Yeah,
But
they
it's
give
about
you like the
time.
360 view.
I know. They heard me, and you know what's funny? It happened on the last day of Pride. HBO, they really delivered.
Then we see Rhaenyra has the scroll that Allison has sent, and she finally opens it. And then we move on to see the guards, like in some forest in the wild. And Allison's brother wants the night of comfort, he says. And then we see Bela and her dragon fly over as Sir Christian and the crew go hiding into the trees. I put in my notes, I said, I would be burning those trees down with my dragon.
Yes,
Then she,
exactly.
then she flies away as the guards were scared shitless. Then Bela goes back and informs Rhaenyra and the council of what she's seen. And the council is like, you should have rooted him out and burned him. To which she told Rhaenyra that she did what she was told and did not engage.
Which I think may have been a smart idea, but also like killed him. If you kill both of them, yeah, they're gonna be pissed, but also like they just lost. I was gonna say they lost valuable assets, but I guess, I don't know how valuable they really are, but I guess they're valuable to the Greens in some way. But yeah,
I would have burned
one,
him like I am burning a steak on the grill.
yeah, one less like person of authority to worry about. Like, yeah.
Then we go back to Harrenhal and we see kind of looks like Damon's mind is playing tricks on him as we see a young Rhaenyra sewing the head onto like what appears to be a child. Then we see a lady in black telling Damon that he's going to die in this place. Is that like some foreshadowing? Because please don't kill him.
Um, this is a spoiler, but yes, I'm not gonna go into detail because I actually found out, and I wasn't even looking for it, but it just like popped up somewhere. Yeah, I'm not gonna say who does it to him, but yeah, it's not anytime soon though, I don't think. So definitely not this season, I don't think.
Then we see Rhaenyra asking the lady that assisted her to help her see Alicent face to face. And then she goes to see Alicent in the church. And Alicent says, "You come to surrender?" I'd have been like, "What the fuck, bitch?"
Right, like the audacity is crazy.
Then Rhaenyra asks if they could come to some sort of an agreement to not go to war. And then Alicent's like, "Yeah, it's a little too late for that." And Rhaenyra tells Alicent she lied and that she betrayed her father at the end. And then Alicent kept saying that Viserys changed his mind. And I put in my notes, "No, you misunderstood what he was talking about because you wanted power so bad."
Exactly.
Then Rhaenyra tells her, "Don't let her pride take over." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's a little too late for that." And Alicent realizes she probably has fucked up when Viserys was talking about Aegon, but he wasn't talking about their son. That he was talking about the legend of Aegon the Conqueror.
Yes. So they even were talking about this in the original game, like the Game of Thrones show. Um yeah, it was always Aegon the Conqueror, not Aegon the Second. And the craziest part about this conversation is like for a brief moment, like um you do see Alicent like she doesn't say it, but j just like the face that she makes is like, oh shit, this is
Mm-hmm.
all a big misunderstanding. This is all a big mistake. But then when given the option to like to stop it from happening, she doubles down instead of like agreeing to like not to surrender, but like agreeing to like somehow talk about it. And yeah, the but I will say, I feel like she also probably feels that even if she were to try to work it out with if if both sides were to even try to work it out, she couldn't probably get her son to like agree to talk about it or to like make amends and stuff like because he's clearly ready for war. Like he was putting
Mm-hmm.
on um
Armor.
the armor. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that part you were talking about her face looking like, "Oh shit, I fucked this up badly."
Yeah, like that kind of that part kind of gave me chill bumps. I'm like, oh shit, she realizes. So like I didn't realize that they would even show that on here, but I'm glad they did. But also still sad. Like, damn. Like,
Your fuck up is getting ready to cause a war. Because
right, you're about to kill like all of your people. Like Like all the Targaryens but one will survive. Like or maybe two. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't even think if she wanted to go back and talk to King Aegon and try to like calm him down. I mean, you killed his son, so now he's pissed at that. So that just gives him reason to start war.
Which this goes back to me to him being hot-headed because I get where you're going. I get where you're coming from, but like if I was in that situation and if I was in Rhaenyra's shoes, I would have been like, but you killed one of my sons first. Like, so we're even. Stop. Let's not like kill everybody. Like, yeah. But it wouldn't be an interesting show if that happened. So,
Yeah, that's true.
but also like I love seeing Rhaenyra sneak into King's Landing. Like that was so I love like like I don't want to say like spy thrillers or something, but like just movies where you have to sneak, even games where you have to be like quiet and like I can't think of the word stealthy.
Hmm.
Um yeah, that it's always fun to watch. But yeah.
Yeah, it kind of reminded you of like Damon sneaking in because like every time he puts
Yes.
the cloak on, something bad
Yes.
happened, and you just knew like she was gonna get caught or Alice
Yeah.
was gonna like rat her out because I don't trust that redheaded bitch.
And yeah. But like the just the edge being on the edge of my seat, like, oh my God, is she gonna get caught? Like, is she gonna die? Like, please don't. Yeah, it was really really interesting to watch.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, going I don't know if
All
we
the
get to
notes
this.
I have, so whatever you have, we can discuss.
Oh, okay. Well, one of my notes was the dragon eggs that we see. I don't know how actually true this is, but one of the writers or directors for this episode or something like that, he he tweeted or something somewhere he stated that those are the eggs that we'll see again in Game of Thrones. But um technically speaking, I don't think that's possible because I think these eggs came from a different dragon or like because in Game of Thrones, I think they say what dragon those eggs came from, or it's like people may have like figured it out, maybe. I don't know. It's confusing, but from what the writer said or director, those eggs are the ones from those eggs will be in Game of Thrones. But yeah, I found that interesting. Um, oh, also the werewood tree, the tree that um, come on, brain.
Work it out,
The
brain.
tree, I know, the tree that we saw at Harrenhal, those are connected to the old gods, the children of the forest, the White Walkers, and the Night King. Like all of that is connected in a way, and I don't want to spoil it because I know you haven't seen Game of Thrones, but and you'll learn when watching Game of Thrones. But yeah, all of that is connected.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think that's it from my notes. Um,
Yeah, I can't think of.
oh,
Go ahead.
oh, the oh yeah, I'm glad that one small thing. I'm glad that Maria was that she made her the mistress of whispers. Um, that was a nice conversation that they had. The I forgot what was said, but basically like, oh, she said something along the lines of, "You didn't kill me even though you had the chance to, and you set me free." Oh yeah, that when she asked her why did she stay or why did she come back, and that's what she said. And then she made her the mistress of whispers, which I'm like, honestly, that's a good idea because clearly she knows a lot about the opposing side. So
Mm.
yeah,
I
but
kind
yeah,
of like her, the Mistress of Whispers. I kind of like her and her
me
character.
too. Yeah, she's very smart and clearly it seems like she's been treated like shit, but she doesn't let it like it hasn't ruined her.
Hmm.
Um, yeah.
So, what are you looking forward to in episode 4?
Um, well, I'm looking forward to the I forget the name of the battle, but there's going to be a battle basically that area where like they were like in the forest.
Hmm.
Um, there's going to be a big battle there. They're gonna, as I said earlier, they're gonna like accrue like more people. Like there's two other um like people that they're gonna groups of people that are gonna get. I think one of them might be either the Blackwoods or the Brackens. They're gonna get one of them on their side, um, or whoever's left. So, because apparently their flag was in like the trailer for the next episode.
Hmm.
So yeah, um, and I'm just excited to. I'm hoping we get a dragon fight, like even a small one at this point. Also, they did show Aegon on his dragon, I think. So I'm like, what are you doing? You're not supposed to be going anywhere. You're supposed to stay put. So yeah.
Guess we'll see. I hope episode 4 flows a little better
Yeah.
than this
I just
one.
want some more action, some dragons. I need more dragons.
I need that. I need some sword fighting. I need something.
Yeah.
I mean, this is set like in not medieval times, but like medieval times. I need some
Yeah.
fighting. I need some
Yeah, and
settings. I need this shit to go like Highlander.
and it's gonna be episode 4. Like after episode 4, we're gonna be like halfway through the season. So like, come on. But apparently though, um, tangent, the apparently this whole oh my God, brain. This whole situation, the Dance of the Dragons, it didn't last that long. Like in the well, not in the books, but like time wise, apparently it only lasted like 2 to 3 years. So I guess it's a good thing they're like s going slow with it so that they can do more seasons and be also detailed about it.
Hmm.
So I love and I hate it that they're going so slow. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do when the season's over, and I'll be like, I gotta wait for the next one.
Well, you can start watching Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I need to
I
work
would
into
I
my
would love,
schedule.
huh?
I need to work that into my schedule.
Yes, it is definitely worth the watch.
So I don't have anything else. Do you have anything else?
No?
Well, if that's all, then we're gonna thank everybody for watching and listening to this episode of the mid podcast review of House of the Dragon, season 2, episode 3. Make sure to follow the podcast on Twitter or X or whatever it is you call. All my handles are down here in the corner. Make sure you follow the Mid Podcast on YouTube and also follow my friend Jordan. I would say you could see his socials, but unfortunately, he has camera issues tonight. But you can go back
Yes.
and watch episode one, where we reviewed episode one, and all his socials are up there. So you can go check that one out and get all his socials and follow him. And we will look forward to seeing you for episode four next week. Sorry, this is a little late, but I kind of had a pay per view Sunday, so I didn't watch this on Sunday when it came out. So with all that being said, we're gonna head out. So until the next time, you mid peasants, as we always say, don't lose your head, and we will see you next time. Bye.